The rain was supposed to end a drought. Instead, it became a flood. Frightened villagers blamed the Guanyin statue in their shrine and prepared to burn it. Shenzhen-an ran through the water and carried the blackened statue out of the flames. His wife, Zhang Mei, tried to reach him, and in the chaos, lost the child they had waited years to have. One life had been offered mercy, while another disappeared before it could begin. Yet Zhenan did not curse the goddess. He took the damaged statue home, even as grief entered the house beside him. Zhenan cleaned the soot from the statue one careful stroke at a time. Zhang Mei could barely look at the empty cradle. Then a poor widower named Keihai arrived with his young son and an infant daughter. He could feed only one child and begged the Shen family to raise the baby, Bao'er. Zhang Mei hesitated, afraid that loving again would invite another loss. But when Bao'er gripped her finger, grief made room for responsibility. The family accepted her without pretending she replaced anyone. In time, Zhang Mei became pregnant again. Their home did not forget sorrow. It simply learned that sorrow and love could live together. The Shen family donated land for a new temple. Crops recovered, water returned to the fields, and Bao'er grew beside Keihai's son, Wen Xiang, and a girl named Guanyin. The three were as close as siblings. Beneath the courtyard, however, lay a bronze mirror once buried by a sorcerer called Lu Xian. He had chosen the ground for its spiritual power and believed it belonged to him. Years later, he returned to find a temple standing over his secret. The blessing that protected the village also blocked his magic. He decided that if he could not own the land, no one would enjoy its peace. Alucian did not work alone. Beside him moved a dog spirit, whose memory he had erased. Long ago, the creature had known a home, a name, and a red cord tied by someone who loved it. The sorcerer stripped those memories away and replaced them with commands. When his spells failed near the temple, he blamed Guanyin and ordered the spirit to frighten the village. The creature obeyed, yet every act of harm left confusion in its eyes. This was not innocence, but neither was it freedom. A being robbed of memory can still cause terrible damage, and still deserve the chance to recover the truth of what was done to it. Villagers vanished. Well water turned bitter. Tracks led toward the dog spirit, and fear quickly became certainty. Bao'er and Wen Xiang followed the signs to the village well. There they saw the creature watching a small child. It did not attack. It began to cry. Around its neck hung the faded red cord, worn smooth by years of touch. Wen Xiang realized the spirit was responding to a memory it could not fully reach. The evidence still connected it to the disasters, but blame alone could not explain why. Bao'er stood between the frightened villagers and the creature and asked for one night to uncover who was giving the commands. Inside the temple, Guanyin prayed not for an enemy's destruction, but for the truth to become visible. The bell sounded without a human hand. Stone cracked, and the buried mirror rose into the light. Across its surface appeared the past. Lu Xian, trapping the dog spirit, tearing away its memories, and using its loyalty as a chain. Bao'er and Wen Xiang shielded the creature while the village watched. The mirror did not erase the harm it had caused. It revealed the person who had engineered that harm and benefited from everyone's fear. Once the dog spirit saw its former life, the sorcerer's commands began to lose their hold. Alucian summoned another flood and sent it toward the temple. The restored dog spirit turned on the glowing rope that bound its will and bit through it. Wen Xiang led children and elders uphill. Bao'er carried the Guanyin statue away from the rising water. Guanyin rang the bell so people could find the temple through the rain. Divine light did not lift everyone safely into the air. It gave each person enough courage to perform the work directly before them. The sorcerer expected helpless victims waiting for rescue. Instead, he faced a community moving together and a spirit that had finally remembered how to choose. At the temple steps, the flood divided and passed harmlessly on both sides. Lushan's spells collapsed. The dog spirit could have attacked the man who stole its identity, but it stopped. Under Guanyin's light, the sorcerer experienced the emptiness of having his own memories and choices taken away. This was not torture or revenge. It was understanding without escape. He could no longer pretend that control was harmless, simply because he had called it discipline. The villagers bound him for judgment, while the dog spirit stood free. Mercy did not mean removing consequences. It meant refusing to become cruel while making those consequences unavoidable. The dog spirit chose to remain near the temple, guarding travelers rather than serving a master. Bauer also learned the truth of her birth. She embraced Keihai as her father without abandoning Zhangmei, the mother who had raised her. No one demanded that she choose which bond was real. Birth and upbringing described different gifts, and neither needed to erase the other. Zhangmei's first act of mercy had not purchased a reward from heaven. It had shaped a household capable of welcoming a child, returning her history, and loving her without possession. What came back to the family was not payment. It was kindness repeated by many hands. At sunrise, the temple bell carried across the wet fields. People brought food to families whose homes had flooded. The dog spirit watched from the gate, no longer a weapon. This is what it means for compassion to return to the human world. It does not guarantee that good people will never suffer. Zhen-an saved a sacred statue and still went home grieving. But his family kept choosing mercy when pain gave them every excuse to harden. Those choices spread from an adopted child to a freed spirit to a village that learned how to rescue itself. The person once saved can become the next person's saving hand.